The next installation I'll be doing is the ECS Tuning non-valved catback exhaust for my MK7 GLI. I have it up on these ramps in the rear, which I believe will give me enough clearance. If you feel like you need some more, you can use jacks. But I like the ramps because they're nice and stable, and it's a lot less work than hassling with jacks. Alright, so we have the fully unboxed ECS Tuning non-valved catback exhaust for the MK7 GLI. Overall impression so far, the welds look very nice. It looks like a very good construction. It's got the 4-inch carbon fiber tips. They look pretty nice. It has all of the clamps and a slip fit for a stock downpipe. So I'm interested to see if I'm going to need an adapter for my CTS downpipe to the mid pipe here. I think it should fit, should slide right over it, no problem. Alright, the next thing I gotta do is just install it. Well, I don't have that much space under here, but I think I have just enough to get the job done. There's a couple of mounting points in one bracket that has to come down. Right here I've got the CTS downpipe with the slip fit for the stock exhaust. I'll have to disconnect that there, and then coming back there's a bracket here that I'll have to disconnect, and then moving down, backing up, there is an exhaust hanger here, which I believe I can take that bolt out. It's on the gas tank strap, but I should be able to take that down or just pry that off. It shouldn't be that difficult. They sell some tools for it, but you can also muscle them off. Alright, moving back, we have actually no disconnect points in the stock exhaust. So I moved to the back to get a better angle from the Y pipe on the driver's side muffler. There's the hanger towards the front of the car. I believe that's the one that gets replaced with the one in the kit. It'll get pulled off before the muffler comes down. And towards the back of the muffler, or closer to the tailpipe, is the exhaust hanger that'll come unbolted and come down with the exhaust. Over to the passenger side, it only has the single exhaust hanger, also closer to the back or the exhaust tip. That will also come unbolted and come down with the exhaust. First thing we're doing is removing this cross brace. This is a 10mm on each side of the belly pan. Just do that, and you can pull the pan down to get access to these two 12mm nuts. And go ahead and take those off. Just pull that down. Just behind that bracket we unbolted, we have the first hanger we can disconnect. This one is attached to the gas tank strap, but I decided to unbolt it instead of fussing with it to bring it down. We can take it off while it's off the car and reattach it. I disconnected the 12mm bolt, slid the hanger over, and then just reattach the strap with the 12mm bolt again, just to be safe. The tank will not drop on you while you do this. So now I'm going to work with the front to the back. So I have the CTS downpipe, and it has an adapter to the stock catback. So I'm going to loosen the adapter last, but for now, the sleeve clamp that attaches the stock catback to the adapter I've loosened, and then I can slide this adapter back. Careful, because this is where it can drop down, and Just lower it. Okay, I'm at the back of the car again. So far I've unbolted the forwardmost exhaust hanger. I've disconnected the sleeve to the downpipe. I've just got it hanging there. Now I have 2 more hangers, and I'm using a jack to support this so the whole thing doesn't fall on my head, because it is pretty heavy. ECS provided a new hanger that goes here, so I'm actually just going to cut this one off because I don't feel like muscling it. And then after that, we're going to unbolt this hanger and then the one on the other side. These are good scissors. Again, use the jack to support it at that Y pipe, because I definitely don't want this smashing on my head. Unbolting the driver's side rearmost hanger. I'm a little worried that with this weight coming down it may tilt, so I'm gonna unbolt it most of the way on both sides before I fully drop it down. Okay, that actually doesn't seem to be an issue. Passenger side hanger, the last one to come undone. And now let's just lower it to the ground. Nice and gently. Whoop. Coming down at an angle. Nice and easy. There we go. We can pull that whole system out. There we go, that's the whole stock exhaust out. This is where the old exhaust hanger was cut off. The new one supplied by ECS is going to go forward onto this previously unused hanger off the subframe. Just slide it right on. And this is going to be used for that main section of the new muffler. Alright, so I start installing the new exhaust from the front of the car to the rear. I've got the center pipe on that ECS supplies for an aftermarket downpipe. They also have one that adapts to the OEM downpipe, stock downpipe. One note, don't forget to slide your clamps on before you attach the pipes. And coming back, I do the muffler section. Alright, so when installing the muffler section, I found it easiest to attach it to this hanger first, and then put that cross support back on, which will help hold that end of the pipe up. And then I was able to bolt this hanger back on with the gas tank strap. And then once that's all together, I slid it onto that pipe and just hand tightened it right now for adjustments later. So just a note, don't tighten any of these clamps yet. You're gonna have a lot of adjustments to make before anything is tightened down. You want to transfer the old hangers to the new pipes. The pipe with the longer hanger rod is the driver's side. The one with the shorter one is the passenger side. And you want just to make sure these brackets face in this orientation. I'm going to put the pipes on first and bolt them up just to give something for that to hang to. Alright, so once you have all the pieces connected up, you want to make sure everything is nice and level. Check all the clearances. Start lightly tightening, but don't actually fully tighten all of the clamps, because you're going to want some adjustability as you come back. The exhaust hangers should actually be slightly tilted towards the front of the car. I don't know if you can see that, but instead of hanging vertically down, you'll want a slight tilt to the front, or completely vertical. You don't want them slanted back. Same thing with this one. This one has more of a tilt towards the front. Make sure everything is nice and level. Again, check the clearances. I can fit fingers through all this. And clearances here. That's just enough. I'm shaking it, and it really doesn't move that much, and none of that is going to make any clattering sounds. Check the fitment of the tips. Make sure they're nice and even before tightening them all down. And one note, you're going to have to push up on the mid pipe as you tighten it, because it's going to slack. I used a jack just lightly lift it up as I tightened it down. ECS lists the torque specs for all of these clamps at 19 Newton meters or 14 foot-pounds. Honestly, I don't trust that. I would just go tight with them because I had some that I tightened and I was still getting movement. So what you want to make sure is that they don't move around, or one's not going to slip out of the other, more so than just setting it to the torque spec they state. So it took some finagling and a lot of readjustments to get the rear tips, but you want to try to get good gaps all around. Constant readjustments to the pipes underneath, and also the exhaust brackets. And now the sound with the ECS Tuning catback exhaust.